Hey guys, it's Peanut Ice Cream Bar. So it's been a minute. So I've been really busy lately, as per usual, but I've also been working on some fun projects, and I wanted to share some results, some quasi-results, something with you, and get some opinions, and some ideas, and some whatever this is like a mind transfer, like, yeah, my transfer into you, and then you can transfer into my body, and then we'll live each other's lives like Freaky Friday. Where am I going with this? I don't know. So I've been doing a lot of like thinking. Have I though? That kind of made it sound like maybe I haven't. So basically what had happened was I have this body that basically it has absolutely no value, you know, other than sentimental value. It was an art piece, sure, but it wasn't worth a lot when I bought it over 10 years ago, and now it's you know, it's yellowed, it's gone through some inexperienced mods back when I first got it. It really has no value to anybody except someone who wants to take on a mod project. And I'm like, hey, that someone is me. I don't need to try and sell this body, I can sell it to myself. I mean, not really sell, there was not like an exchange, I already had it, so. So I decided to take this old body, it's an old boy and girl body from like 2008, and just kind of hack it up, you know, go to town, see what happens when I do the stuff that I'm not supposed to do to your ball joint doll. And the first thing I wanted to do, because it's like this deeply horrific sin to do anything that stains your ball joint doll, right? I mean, we understand stains from clothing and wigs, like that's forgivable, but Sharpie on your doll, oh no! So that was the very first thing I did. I have a bunch of Sharpies, and I just kind of colored all over this body to see what would happen. Like, how much does this really stain? Here is where we can experiment. We can get it going. Try and figure stuff out. So that was a fun experiment that I'm sure everyone is like cringing, like, why would you do that? You are a monster! So after the Sharpie thing, which was interesting, but also really not that interesting, it's like, yep, it's permanent marker on some resin, which is basically plastic, and like, wow. I played around with it a little bit, you know, I tried to see maybe this could be a way of like permanently dyeing a doll somehow, but Sharpie fumes are a lot, and you would need to go through quite a lot of Sharpie to get even one coat on your whole doll, and then trying to get an even coat would just be kind of horrific. And then that smell, and it would just be like constantly rubbing off on stuff. So the Sharpie experiment was over, and I decided to try some lovely outdoor paint. This one I actually don't mind showing you, and guys, there's just gonna be some doll nudity. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about the nudes that I'm about to show you. This was definitely an interesting project for me. You probably can't tell that well on camera, but the first couple coats that actually formed like the solid base was a metallic copper color, and then I just did a couple coats of a more sheer kind of pinky, creamy beige tone, which landed me on this color, and then all I had to do to get like body blushing was sand away some extra layers of paint in the places that I wanted it to show through, and then it's like this fun metallic-y copper kind of shading, which you probably also can't see too well. Maybe like on the knee you can kind of see it. Hello, I am a kneecap. Floating around inside of your skin. It's your bones! So that was a fun project, and I'm actually surprised at how well it's holding up. You can see in some areas where the joints rub together, like a bunch of nudity here. Inside this joint you can see just a ton of places where it's rubbed away. But then on the other thigh joint you can see it really hasn't rubbed away that much at all. It's not even gotten down to the resin, except for in like these two little points. And then in this knee joint, there's really not anything that's rubbed away at all. So it kind of depends on how nicely the body has been smoothed out in the joints. And of course, because I had just such a wonderful experience dyeing that head, that I wanted to shell into one of my characters, Tybalt, which it was so special and wonderful. I ended up deciding that it was too difficult to dye just the head, and then thinking I would buy a different body and dye it at a separate time was just not that smart. So I went ahead and took that other head. I went ahead and took the head. That poetry. I decided to paint over that as well. So obviously this head is made for a much taller body, so it's gonna look kind of kooky. So I did that and then went ahead and just slapped a face up on him real quick. I actually kind of love the way that paint, like actual paint, works on resin. It creates much more of a texture on the face, and it looks a lot more like skin. And even though this is like not a person's skin tone unless you are a corpse, it does have more of a realistic texture, especially looking at it in person with my eyeballs. I'm like, oh, skin texture, how crazy. Oh, it doesn't have eyes. It's actually really creepy right now. Go away, look away, thank you. So I just wanted to show you guys how that turned out. I have the head cap. Ah. All right, so here's the original color of this head cap. It's got some like spots where I was testing dye colors as well, but this middle band, that is where the original color is, so you can see how far it is. And obviously with paint, with like a thick solid paint, you get quite a covering. Not that anyone would want to do this to their own ball joint dolls, because I certainly understand most ball joint dolls have not only sentimental value, but monetary value as well. Who is texting me? I never get texts. Oh my god, there's a lot. Oh god. Oh my god. Stop trying to talk to me. I don't like to talk to people. I thought I would share this with you as I slowly destroy what little monetary value this body right here has left. And I thought, since I'm doing it anyway, I would take suggestions from you guys. If you want to see anything happen with this body, something you've been curious about, like why shouldn't I do this, or what happens if I like set my doll on fire, or maybe not that, maybe don't do that one. But any kind of squeaky mod thing that you guys were hoping to see, or maybe curious about doing yourself and you don't want to because you, once again, have monetary value as well, I'd be happy to take some suggestions and try some stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. I am so sweaty right now, you guys. It's like not even funny.